Well, clearly the club have listened to the Record Rangers podcast last week and came to their senses, Andy. Look, we've said so often on here, I mean, I've been saying it for years, I mean, some signings are just, to me, just really obvious for clubs. No, you go back, think about Celtic and John McGinn, and Rangers, Lewis Ferguson. I was trying to think of some more non-old firm, maybe like Lee Griffiths, the Hibs, there's stuff like that. There's just some players that you think, because of their allegiances to that club, just perfect for a specific club. And we've said Lawrence Shankland to Rangers as a transfer that you'd have thought would have happened a good few years ago. For whatever reason, it hasn't happened. Rangers have had a chance, or have had chances over the years to do it. Haven't they taken the opportunity? But finally, they've gone for him. And I think it's 100% the right move. It's a brilliant move for the player himself. Obviously, a boyhood Rangers fan. Dagger blow to Hearts, losing their captain, top scorer, talisman. But this is what when Rangers were successful in winning trophies, this is what they used to do on a regular basis. Go and plunder the top flight in Scotland for the best players. Weakening opposition as well as strengthening their own squad. And the signing of Shankland will certainly do that. Andrew Kavanagh a couple of weeks ago, when we were interviewing him, he couldn't have been any clearer. They wanted to sign leaders with SPFL experience, guys that knew what Rangers were all about. And Lawrence Shankland ticks every one of those boxes. Look, he's a top striker. He'll be 31 in August. So he's not getting any younger. As I say, this deal should have happened a long time ago, but better late than never. And if he stays injury-free, I think he'll be a massive player for Rangers next season.
I mean, I first got wind of this, the rumours about this last Wednesday, I think it was. Picked out with the club. We were still in the process of checking it out when it came out. Come Sunday morning, I get a bit more detail in terms of the contract, but crucially, the thing that allows Rangers to get him, because we all assumed he was under a 3-year deal at Tynecastle, is this clause in his contract that allows him basically a break period after 12 months, a cut-off point, if you want. I mean, just how surprised are you by that Hearts agreed to that, and the way that they obviously sold this deal to the Hearts support, that it was a 3-year deal, and he was going to be the man, having taken them so close to a title this year, is now able to walk away, and and you think of it, I mean, just for a Hearts, but I know we're a Rangers podcast, but just from a Hearts perspective, everything that had been so positive, as much as it was a deflating end of the season with that last day defeat at Celtic Park, I think a lot of Hearts fans would have been really excited going into next season, having Lawrence Shankland as the sort of talisman to take them on and have another go at this. But now, they must be feeling they've had the legs sort of swiped away from them.
They'll be devastated, Andy, understandably so. As you say, I mean, not only losing the title, remember they've also lost Craig Halkett and Mark Leonard, albeit Leonard was a loan player. They've lost them to serious injuries, 8-9 months out with ruptured Achilles injuries.
Looking at guys like Beningame and Devlin going as well this summer, I mean, like crucial key components to this team. I mean,
and as you say, the Hearts fans were probably thinking, well, at least Shankland and Braga are signed up on long-term deals, and they wouldn't have completely ruled out losing one of them. But they would have known, or they would have thought, that it was going to take big money to get either of them. And obviously Shankland's going to walk out the door for nothing. So it'll be a hammer blow. In terms of being surprised, I'm surprised. I mean, my natural instinct was surprised when obviously we get wind of this clause and the fact that Rangers were going to exploit it and get them to Ibrox. In terms of the reasoning for it, I'm thinking back to last summer. I think Lawrence Shankland and his representatives have probably thought last summer at the stage he's at in his career, he's probably still got one big move in him. And it might be the biggest deal of his career. And as we know, Shankland was without a club last summer, training on his own in Dubai, waiting for offers to come in. I think probably waiting for a Rangers offer to come in, if we're being honest. I mean, think about where Rangers were in terms of a new manager, new director of football, new owners. No, we've said a million times, Rangers should have got him last summer, if not before. So I think they're probably thinking he's got one big deal left in him. When I think it was mentioned at the time, I think there were offers for Europe, I think Turkey and stuff like that was mentioned, but obviously nothing that really floated Shankland's boat. And obviously the influence of McInnes was absolutely crucial in getting him signed up for Hearts again. But when you look at it now, maybe that's the reason. Maybe Shankland, and I say his agents, not have thought, right, okay, go back to Hearts, but another good season under McInnes, and there might still be an opportunity for that one big last move. So why not include this break clause in case offers come in? And obviously everything is falling into place. I mean, apart from an injury that he had that kept him out for, I think it was maybe 6 to 8 weeks of the season. He scored 20 goals. I think his performances have been outstanding, certainly every time I've watched them. He's now an integral part of the Scotland squad going to a World Cup. You think of that finish, Andy, at Tynecastle against Rangers, which effectively ended Rangers' title hopes. Well, did end Rangers' title hopes. We were there that day. I mean, it was a stunning finish. I mean, just stunning in terms of its execution and just how clinical it was. And if Danny Rowe and Andrew Kavanagh didn't know before that how good he was and how deadly Shankland could be, they certainly found out that day. And listen, that might have been the day that they decided, we have to try and explore this and have to try and get him in.